All right, what's going on, guys? We are back with another Dokkan Battle video, and today we're going to be talking about what we saw a little bit from the Battle Hour, the Dragon Ball Battle Hour event. So with the official announcement of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, right? We had Project Age 1000 got announced back in January. We all knew this was going to be Xenoverse. I don't think anybody really believed it was going to be anything other than this. But with Xenoverse 3 officially becoming announced, we are now officially saying goodbye to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, which has been around a very, it is a game that has refused to die. The amount of DLC that game has gotten, the expansions to it, it's actually crazy for a game like this to survive that long and to continue to get new content pushed to it without just getting a whole new game. So now we are getting that game. And because of this, there are some things going on with Dokkan, with Legends, and with Squadra. So with the official end of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, the trio has decided to do a collaboration campaign with Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 to basically commemorate the run that it did have, right? So if we look here, I mean, our boy Geppy here, just this is our excitement the entire time for Dragon Ball Battle Hour, man. If you didn't watch my reactions to it, I went and I watched the entire thing. I did post my reactions to Dragon Ball Super Beerus and to the Xenoverse 3 announcement, as well as the Dokkan Legends and Squadra stuff. I watched everything else as well, and everything was incredible. Like, everything's incredible. Fighters, Sparking Zero, like, dude, it's gonna be such a good time for Dragon Ball fans. So Geppy here definitely exonerates our feelings for everything that's coming up here. But the biggest thing to go off your foot here is that they did announce this collaboration campaign, and we got to see a little bit of what's coming to Dokkan. So if we look at this video here, this is showing us 3 new characters that are going to drop along with the collaboration campaign. So the first one being the Toa and Mira, which is actually a really cool little joint forces combo card that we do have here. Then we get a new Xeno Trunks. I don't remember the last time I really got a Xeno Trunks, or at least not even like a good one. So hopefully he runs very, very well. And then the official release here. So the official announcement of an LR Super Saiyan God Vegeta Ultra Super Villain. So if you've played through the Xenoverse 2 story in the DLCs, you know a little bit more about this guy. I remember when this guy first got shown for the DLC, people were like, dude, that's Ultra Ego. And it was kind of like their way of like kind of teasing and putting Ultra Ego, kind of like an Ultra Ego-ish Vegeta in there, is kind of the way I saw it. But this dude is just Super Saiyan God Vegeta. Ultra Super Villain would be the name here, right? So the naming convention is a little weird, but hey, it's Dragon Ball, we go with it. But the biggest thing to note here is that he is indeed going to be an LR character. Now, we've had a lot of crossover campaigns with heroes, I think we had some with like fighters, so we just never gotten an LR character, right? I think we eventually started getting to the point where we're thinking Heroes was going to have an LR in it, and then they discontinued the Heroes campaign because Heroes ended. So with us getting an LR here, this is huge for like crossover style characters, right? To know that we are still going to do some of these collaboration campaigns, to know that they're not afraid to give them these LRs is very, very good. Now, I don't expect for the animations for this guy or like the kit maybe to be like super good. We came right back to that again. To be like super crazy, just because a lot of these characters, they're meant to like run with the other crossover characters. Their animations are never really like, top tier. They're not going to be like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or UI Goku. Like, they're not going to look like that. Like, you can see a little snippet here of the animations. They're nothing wildly crazy, but this is a completely new card, a completely just like fresh. Like, this is such a cool little concept to do that I'm very much here for it. And if we look here, he does transform. He does have a transformation into just a regular Super Saiyan God Vegeta, which is good because, again, if you've watched it, if you've played the actual game, you know that he does get this, I don't even know what to call it, because I actually never even played it, but I've seen it. It's whatever food does to him that gives him like this extra power boost. He did the same thing to like Jiren, Frieza, all those guys. He does it to Vegeta, and eventually Vegeta says, I don't need this power. I don't need more power to beat you. I can do this on my own. And he basically cleanses himself, quote unquote, and goes back into just regular Super Saiyan God Vegeta to continue fighting Goku. So this is such a cool concept for a card. And one of the biggest things here too is, let's see if we can get to it. I don't know where exactly they showed it at. Let's see if we can find it here. But it actually does show, yeah, so right here. So the LR does start off as Vegeta, you know, the Super Saiyan God Vegeta, Ultra Supervillain. We saw what was presumably the entrance animation already. This is going to be the card art, and he does transform into Super Saiyan God Vegeta. But not only that, he does get a glimpse of the blue, and then goes back in, does his attack. This is actually just ripped straight from the actual game Xenoverse 2 itself, right? There's a point there where he does cleanse himself and goes into God. He goes to launch this attack, and he does get a flash of blue, and Beerus he kind of perks up, and he's like, ooh, what do we got going on here? And then Goku fires back, does the same thing, and he gets a little glimpse of blue, and Beerus is like, oh, okay, something's going on with these guys here, right? So it's very cool that they added that little detail into the card, and I do really enjoy that. I think that's very, very cool. But yeah, this guy is going to be so cool, so unique. I am such a big fan. I think these guys coming out is a great thing for the game, right? To continue doing these crossover events. It's not heroes, but it is still a crossover. And because of that, right, we look at the crossover category here. A big thing that happened after Heroes ended, and they announced that they were going to end the collaboration with Heroes in Dokkan, was that they did say they were going to continue to EZA the characters that are already there, right? They're not going to add in new ones. They are just going to continue to EZA the old ones. We thought maybe in November we would still see that, because that's typically when they hold the celebration for Heroes. Nothing. Didn't happen over New Year's. Didn't happen during anniversary. Didn't happen after anniversary. So a lot of people are screaming, where the heck are these Heroes EZAs? I think we're going to see them here. I think this is where we get them. So I think the next batch that was set to EZA was the Super Saiyan 4s. So you got Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Vegeta, Bardock, and Gohan here, which I think works out really, really well. Right? I think these guys getting EZA could be very good. I think we could see Hearts get his EZA as well. I think he was part of that batch. Supreme Kai Time, Reb Blue, I think that was her name. Robelu. Oh, geez. But yeah, I think we can see these guys get their EZAs. If not, maybe more. I don't know if they're just going to do an entire run of all the characters still have their EZAs, right? Like this group here doesn't have their EZAs. The newest group that's up here. So like the Bardock, or what they call the Saiyan in black. And then the Goku, and then we keep going through here. I don't know if they're gonna do EZAs for all of them, or just still do them in sets and batches. But it was a long time since we really saw this even have an opportunity to happen. So I really do hope that we do see that here. One of the other things I really want to see is from the summons. So when they used to do the Heroes banners, they were only the collaboration characters, right? So if you look at the most recent banner here, it even says all SSR characters are collaboration characters. So you were not going to pull anything that wasn't a Heroes unit, right? So you definitely had the featured characters here. I'm pretty sure there was guaranteed featured in this as well. But no matter what, you were pulling one of these characters, right? Any of these guys in here was always going to be pulled, because you were only getting them as the unfeatured SSRs. So I hope they do that with these guys, right? Make that part of their banner. You can have these guys as the main headliners, kind of like how this didn't really have a whole lot. It was just these 5. You could just have the 3 being the featured. If you want to add in a couple more, sure, but just have the 3 being the featured, and then have the unfeatured pool be all of these characters, right? I don't know if they're going to allow that. I don't know if they're going to do that, because I think Heroes has officially, because it's ended, I don't think they're going to let people pull the characters anymore, but I think it'd be very cool, and I do hope they do something at least somewhat similar to this to make it a little bit easier to be able to pull these characters, right? Because this is happening as a standalone campaign in between the Piccolo getting released, the LR Piccolo, and the start of Golden Week. This is not going to be part of Golden Week, I don't believe, right? This is starting on the 22nd, so just in a couple days. Golden Week typically doesn't start until the following week, so sometime between the 28th and the 30th is typically when Golden Week kind of kicks off. So this is not going to be part of that. This is going to be its own little thing, which is good because I thought this week was basically going to be a dead week without this. So the fact that they are doing this is very, very good, right? So this is going to help out the next week, give a little bit of content, give a little bit of summons. Do I recommend summoning on these? It's going to depend. So we're going to have to see exactly what these guys are doing, their animations, all that stuff, how often they're going to bring them around, because if these collaboration characters don't come back very often, if almost at all. So you just never know, man. So if you are a collector, if you really like these characters, yeah, I'd say definitely summon for them. Definitely at least give it a shot. And that's another reason I want this to be a very like helpful banner in order to help pull these guys. That way, at least, even if you don't rainbow them, maybe everybody can at least be able to pull a copy of all these characters, right? Because I don't expect it to be groundbreaking. They're not going to break the meta and anything like that. So being super stingy with these guys isn't really a thing I think Dokkan should do. They should do something to make it a little bit easier for everybody to kind of be able to get a hold of. So that's kind of my thoughts on this. Now with the Vegeta himself, so Giant 8 Power I had pulled up here mainly for like the easy A's of the heroes guys. So if we saw like the Super Saiyan 4s, all four of these guys get easy A's. This is another huge boost to the Giant 8 Power category, which is huge because one of the most recent leaders, right? One of the most recent characters that does have that as part of his kit is the new Vegeta Nappa, right? And then we got the new Super Saiyan 4s, we got the Daima, all this stuff. Giant 8 Power is on the rise. It's a huge category. So I think getting these guys their easy A's would be fantastic to kind of be able to run them in there as well, instead of just kind of locked with the crossover characters that are basically just gone now. That's just a dead category now at this point. I do think the new Vegeta could be part of Chrono Body and Mind, just because he's not really like possessed per se, but he has kind of under Fu's like magic, whatever you want to call it. So I think him being Chrono Body and Mind could be really good, which does work really well. We got the new Majin Vegeta already. We've got Dabura, you know, this Majin Vegeta here. We've got Baby, all these guys that are more recent for Chrono Body and Mind. I think he fits in very well. Power Beyond Super Saiyan is gonna be pretty obvious. He is a God Vegeta, nonetheless, right? Whether you want to add Ultra Supervillain in there or not, he is a God Vegeta, so he is Power Beyond Super Saiyan, which is an insane category, and he's gonna be a part of, I'm sure. So yeah, no lack of characters here that he could definitely run with and actually be really, really good. And then obviously Pure Saiyans. I mean, Vegeta, duh. So you got that. You got almost all these new characters here that are extremely, extremely powerful to run him on some of these teams. And dude, I think it's just gonna be so much fun. I think this is gonna be a great little side campaign that they're doing, a nice little nod to Xenoverse 2 for continuing on this legacy for so long. It's such a good game too, and for it to just be like continuously pumping out new content is wild. So I think this is cool. I think it's great that they're doing this. Fun way to kind of celebrate Xenoverse 2 and the official announcement of Xenoverse 3 finally getting its title card and everything here, an official title reveal. So yeah, dude, I'm very much looking forward to this. I imagine we'll get details for these guys. I mean, probably as early as like tonight/tomorrow morning, because if they're going to drop on the 22nd PST, I'd say the latest they drop is probably 9 p.m. PST, which would be about midnight for EST, which is my time. So that'd probably be like what? Because we do daylight saving, so I think we're in PDT now, technically. PDT and EDT. So it'd be like 10 p.m. Pacific, and then like 1 a.m. Eastern. Could be the latest we see them. So 22nd, 23rd. So that would lead me to believe, yeah, I think the earliest we would see details would be tomorrow, tonight into tomorrow. And I don't know if are they just gonna like release details, or are they gonna like do a whole video, like a producer's letter style video, kind of talking about the campaign? I imagine they would. So we could probably see some sort of announcement for that either tonight. Yeah, they're either gonna drop an announcement for a producer's letter or like video announcement like tonight, or we're just gonna see like the actual details getting tweeted out either tonight or tomorrow. I think that could be the big reveal there. So very cool, man. This stuff is coming very, very soon. I think this is a nice little bomb that they dropped on us. You know, for those of you that have extra stones laying around, I'd say it's a fun little thing. For those of you that don't, hopefully they are very generous with the way they give out some stones and the way that they do these summons. So maybe everybody has a chance to pull them. I really hope so, because this dude looks really cool and I can't wait to see what he actually does. If you guys stuck around to this video, I do appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know what you guys think of this Xenoverse 2 collaboration that Dokkan is doing here, that all the games are really doing here in order to celebrate the official announcement of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. Like, subscribe, do the thing, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya!